Okay, question 8, we need to find again, so this question, it's split up for us. First, it's going to ask us to find the area of the rectangle, then it's going to ask us to find the area of the white triangle in question 9, and finally it's going to ask us to do a subtraction operation to determine just the shaded area here. So this question's been split up into parts to make it easier for us. The first step is finding the area of the large grey rectangle. So that includes all this area here, including the triangle in the middle. And the area of a rectangle, that's just length times breadth. In this case, our length is 17 centimetres and our breadth is 10 centimetres. So our area of the large rectangle is just 170 square centimetres. And now we need to find the area of the white triangle. So we need to remember our formula for area of a triangle. Formula for area of a triangle is a half times the base times the perpendicular height. Now for our triangle, our base is just going to be that bottom side of the triangle, so that's 8. And our perpendicular height is the height here, which has to make a right angle with the base that we chose. So because this was our base, there has to be a right angle here. The height has to be perpendicular to the base. So this is our height, goes all the way up to the top of the triangle and it's perpendicular with our base. So our height is 7. Now we can do this on a calculator. A half times 8 times 7 is 28. So our area is 28 square centimetres for the triangle. And finally now it's asking us to calculate just the shaded sections area, okay? So we don't want to include the triangle anymore. So we need to find the area of the rectangle, which we already found in question 8. And then we want to take out this area. We don't want to include this. So we need to subtract the area of the triangle. And let's just go back up so we can remember what our areas were. So the area of the rectangle was 170 square centimetres. And the area of the triangle that we're subtracting is 28 square centimetres. So our area of our shaded section here is going to be 170 square centimetres minus the area of the triangle, which is 28 square centimetres. So 170 minus 28 gives us 142. Okay, find the area of the shaded grey section. Hint, the large grey triangle minus the white rectangle. Okay, this is apparently a super hard question. So we need to find the area of this large grey triangle, and then we need to subtract this missing space here, which is a rectangle. So we'll need to subtract the area of this rectangle. So the area of a triangle is given by, let's just call this area of a triangle, let's call it AT. It's given by a half times base times height, and that's perpendicular height. The height has to be perpendicular to the base. Now for this triangle here, I can see that the base is 24 centimetres, that's my bottom side here, and the height, well, the height is 24 centimetres, and this height is perpendicular to my base because the base is a horizontal line and the height is a vertical line. So yes, it's perpendicular, so it's my perpendicular height. So the area of this large triangle is just going to be a half times our base, which is 24, times our height, which is also 24. So the area of the triangle is a half times 24 times 24. So 288 square centimetres. And we need to subtract the area of the rectangle here because clearly that's missing from our shaded area. They've subtracted that area. So area of the rectangle now, this is what we need to subtract. Area of a rectangle is just length times breadth. And in this case, the length is 18 and the breadth is 6. So our area for our rectangle is just 18 times 6, which is 108 square centimeters. And remember, we needed to remove that area, okay? That's not included. We don't want to include this rectangular area here. So we do want to include the triangle, but we need to subtract this section. So 288 is the triangle's area, and we're subtracting 108, which is the area of the rectangle here. So we end up with an area of 180. Okay, here's another super hard question. Now we can see that our larger shape here is a rectangle. That makes a nice rectangle. We can just imagine that there's another side here. And if we were to find the area of that rectangle, then it would be quite easy to find the shaded section. All we'd need to do is subtract the area of this triangle here. So how are we going to find the area of this triangle? Area of a triangle is a half the base times the perpendicular height. Now the base is going to be one of the sides, and at the moment we don't have any of the sides of the triangle, but we can work out this side here because we can see that it's just the opposite side in this rectangle, so it has to be 5. So we can say that our base of this triangle is 5. We can call this our base, and then we need to find the height that's perpendicular to that base, and they've given it to us here. This height is making a right angle with our base. You can see that it makes a right angle. This is a horizontal line. This is a vertical line. And it's a height because it goes all the way up to the top of the triangle here. So you can see that this height is the perpendicular height. So we've got a base of 5 and a perpendicular height of 5. So our area of our triangle is going to be a half times 5 times 5. So our area is 12.5 square meters. Now that's the area of the triangle, so that's what we need to subtract. We're going to have to subtract 12.5 square meters from our total area of this rectangle. And the area of the rectangle, that's quite easy to work out. That's just length times breadth. And the length is 10 and the breadth is 5. So 10 times 5 is 50. And our unit is square meters. So we've got our area of our rectangle is 50 square meters, and we've got our area of our triangle, which is 12.5 square meters. So if we want to find out the area of just the shaded section here, we need to subtract the area of the triangle from the area of the rectangle. So we need to subtract 12.5 square meters from 50 square meters. So 50 minus 12.5 gives us 37.5 square meters.